guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at this guy right here. This is the free-to-play physical type metal cooler. This is going to be the final one of these free-to-play type metal coolers that we are going to be looking at. We'll take a look at if this physical one is going to be decent. I don't know. I do like that, you know, they all have different abilities from orbs. This one is able to get extra defense, which is certainly good, but the other ability they have, I'm not really too sure. Certainly this character could probably be helpful, you know, in a stage where you're going up against int-type enemies. And I guess at certain points it could be pretty... There's other stuff they could do. Ooh, let's jump in. We got him with the sticker on, Rainbow Link level 10. Let's take a look at this guy. Alright guys, so we are here in an event going up against Trunks. So here's the main thing to know about this physical type metal cooler. This guy's gimmick is he's recovering damage dealt as HP. Now, I feel like for the most part, I'm not the biggest fan of that mechanic of these characters that do this. I can't think of a character that's done this in the past that's been, really strong. Certainly, on the full metal cooler team, right, where we have the LR metal coolers, right, getting the 200%, and then they're healing at the start of every turn, end of every turn, right, like, having a lot of rotations like that, sure. And I guess, to be fair, some of these other free-to-play metal coolers are not healing, unless we activate some of their links, you know, notably the first one, Auto Regeneration, then, of course, Fusion, Deficit Boost, Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, Shrunken Planet Space, Shatting Limit, the same link set that these guys all do. But recovering the 15% of damage dealt as HP, it's not the craziest. It's certainly, if you're gonna like have like LR Metal Cooler tanking hits and not dying in one shot, and then, you know, the team sort of works together to build the HP back, it certainly can be useful, right? So 15% of damage dealt as HP, and then we get another 5% of damage dealt as HP with 3 or more Rainbow Key Spheres. I'm not the biggest fan of that part of the ability. An extra 5% of it as HP, I don't know. And then finally we get 25% defense per Key Sphere as well. So right here, we'll be able to get 10. So we're going to go from 193k defense, and where are we going to jump up to? 327. Nah, never mind. This guy's one of the better ones, because it's like that ability right there. Some of these free-to-play metal coolers, right, are getting like attack and defense per key sphere, or attack or something like that. I think just this huge defensive buff per key sphere, nah, that's solid, man, because there's also, remember, they all have the same super attack effect, which is that they're getting 50% defense right here. So, I mean, Metal Cooler, I mean, he's gonna be at, what, like, he's over, like, 450k defense right here after he supers. Okay. I mean, to be fair, we do have this free-to-play Metal Cooler who's supporting. We also have the Metal Cooler Army who is also supporting, but okay. I mean, 450k defense turn 1, sure. I didn't do orb changing or anything like that. We just got lucky and had 10 orbs. 3 million attack stat, whatever. I mean, I guess the thing is, this Metal Cooler right here, oh my god, he double supered? So he's like rocking like 600k defense or something like that? Damn. Okay. I mean, that is with 10 orbs, right? Like, if we keep going, we're not going to have, you know, every phase we're going to have like 10 orbs or something like that. Like, that's certainly not going to be the case, but whew, I mean, I'll take that, right? Like, okay, you know, you guys know, I'm always saying, like, yeah, this character's solid, but, like, take some of that damage away, give him defense, and they're better. And it's like, I feel like that's what this Metal Cooler is compared to some of these other free-to-play ones, right? Where it's like, for some of them, like, they can get higher attack stats. But this Metal Cooler, he's got the defensive stat, which I really like. Yeah, not bad. He really could... I was going to say crits could be good for this guy, because, of course, he's, you know, going to do that damage, and then he could recover that HP back. But additionals as well. I mean, he could hit twice, so he'll recover twice. And then also get the double defensive buff. So, okay. So here we don't have the LR Metal Cooler Army support. We're still going to get 7 orbs. Pretty good luck with orbs right here. Still at 271. Wow. Okay, remember, he's going to get what? Like 135k-ish defense right here? Damn. Okay, so he's like 400k. Sure. Huh. Yeah, I kind of... feel like I like this one a little bit better, right? And it's like, yeah, like, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of characters that have that, like, recover HP from damage, but if we combine that with the auto regeneration link, which a bunch of these guys will have, LR Metal Cooler healing at the start and end of every turn, and all of a sudden, all that can sort of tie together, right? And that could be pretty good. Okay. This physical type Metal Cooler, I like him. You know, being able to get to around 400k defense consistently, like if that's the case, that is sort of the magic number. And especially for extreme class units, because remember, extreme class units, because all these tough bosses right now, the red zone fights and all 20 fights of all 19 red zone stages and Cell Max are all villains. All 20 of the toughest fights in the game, all villains. And your villain characters, they take less damage from villains, right? Whereas the superclass characters, they're taking more damage from the villain characters. So, you know, the 400k defense on this physical, you know, free-to-play type Metal Cooler is going to be better than that defense from, say, like, you know, the free-to-play STR Yamcha. I'm glad we did this. I got a chance to see this animation. I feel like I never use this Trunks anymore or transform with him. So the chance to get Trunks' animation in the video, I'll definitely take that. I feel like that as it turned out, they kind of wasted that animation on that guy, right? I'm still bothered by the fact that Trunks, his intro is from Fighters and not from the actual anime. Like, dude, if they did his anime intro, that would be incredible, right? Like, but his transformation is just from his Fighters intro. So I'm hoping that we get another Super Saiyan Trunks right there, and he has an intro, and it's his, you know, anime transformation. Alright guys, let's get a few more rotations with Metal Cooler here. We can get, you know, various amounts of orbs and stuff like that, see what he's putting up. 252 right there, so yeah, I mean, his defense is going to be looking good again. He's going to be close to, what is he going to be right here, like 375-ish, like around that area? Okay. We can hit this, so this will give a little bit of an extra support buff, though, and that puts him up to 263. Remember, he gets 50% when he supers. Yeah, actually, I like more so that what this guy's defensive level, like what he's getting up to. To me, this is a good number. I could see, you know, this guy could be very helpful. I guess the only thing that is a bit of a bummer is that this is the one that has the same typing as LR Metal Cooler. So it's like, you know, units that this guy is strong against, LR Metal Cooler will also be strong against, right? Which, it's not like you really are going to need to, like, you know, back up LR Metal Cooler with, like, one of these free-to-play characters. I guess that's kind of the only thing, right? Like, it probably would have been more advantageous. Because, okay, so I feel like of these free-to-play type Metal Coolers, I like the AGL, Int, and Physical ones. I mean, the Tech one is meh. I mean, unless we're doing, like, Super Battle Road or something like that. The STR one, you know, it's got support, which can be useful. But I sort of like, you know, the more defensive-oriented ones, I feel like are a little bit more up my alley. It probably would have been, I think, a little bit more beneficial if we would have been able to have, like, this free-to-play cooler be... what typing will we want him? AGL? I guess AGL, so he can sort of back up LR Metal Cooler's weakness, right? Let's do some orb changing here. Get a nice little rotation. And we can see what stats we can get the physical free-to-play Metal Cooler up to. But, yeah, I'm impressed. We can get all but one orb right here. Okay, so he goes from 188k defense. Let's see how much he will jump up to. And he jumps up to a solid level of 483. Then we can go ahead and get this extra support right there. So 494, plus he gets 50% when he super attacks. So, I mean, yeah, I'll definitely take that, right? And any damage he does, we are going to be getting 15% of that back as HP. And if we get the 3 Rainbow Orbs, we'll get 20% back as HP. Combine that with, you know, the auto regeneration link, with LR Metal Cooler healing at the beginning and the end of every turns. And, you know, we are kind of cooking at that point, right? Like, that's actually kind of useful. Being able to have these characters sort of, you know, like all linking cohesively, some of them healing, right? Like, it can work. You know, you definitely can take, like, the full free-to-play Metal Cooler squad or something like that, and you could do damage even in these red zone stages for sure. Obviously, it helps with how good LR Metal Cooler is, but, like, that's how all the good teams are running off the back of their best characters, right? It's not like, you know, this is going to be any sort of exception, but yeah, like, I actually kind of like this free-to-play physical Metal Cooler here. I feel like he was a solid unit. Like, getting that much defense per orb, I definitely think is very, very good. Not bad, not bad. I don't hate this guy at all. Alright, so this is Demonic Fighter of Steel, Metal Cooler, Physical. His leader skill is the Revenge category, key 3, 77% of stats, or all types, key 3, and 40% of stats. Super attack is the Supernova, which greatly raises defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage to the enemy. The greatly raised defense, of course, is a 50% defensive buff. His passive skill, Amplification. He changes Int Key Spheres to Rainbow Key Spheres if he starts the rotation as the first attacker in the turn. He gets 40% attack and defense per Wicked Bloodline category ally on the team, up to a maximum of 200%. Then he recovers 15% of damage dealt as HP, and then he recovers an additional 5% of damage dealt as HP with 3 or more Rainbow Key Spheres obtained. And then he gets 25% defense per Key Sphere obtained if there's another ally whose name includes Metal Cooler attacking in the same turn. 25 defense per Key Sphere, I felt that. That felt pretty good to me. I feel like this free-to-play physical Metal Cooler pretty solid with that, right? Like, you could definitely get this guy potentially looking good. If you have a bunch of these free-to-play Metal Coolers, right, you'll probably have a good assortment of orbs. None of them are going to struggle for keys, so you could sort of, you know, focus on giving the orbs to the characters that need it, potentially for, like, defense and stuff like that. So that is pretty good. Link set is the same as all the free-to-play Metal Coolers. Auto Regeneration, Fusion, Deficit Boost, Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, Strongest Gun in Space, and Shattering the Limits. 12 key multiplier, 140%. And then, of course, all the Metal Coolers have quite a few teams that they're on together that they are helping, right, a lot. Like, Revived Warrior definitely needs help. Movie Bosses is probably in a good spot, doesn't really need, you know, the help so much. But then, you know, something like Wicked Bloodline, you know, definitely good to get more options there. Artificial Life Form, good to get more options on that team as well. We have Terrifying Conquerors. I mean, this is one of the stronger villain teams, probably doesn't need as much help. But then, of course, there's also the Target Goku category team, which could use anything we could give it. Then there's also the Revenge category. Hell yeah, dude, that needs a lot of help. Then there's also the Corroded Body and Mind category, another shitty category. Any help for that one certainly is good. And then finally, the Accelerated Battle team. Now, this, of course, is a crazy team that doesn't really need as much help, but still good. So there we go. There's the physical type Metal Cooler. So we now have looked at all of the various free-to-play Metal Coolers here. Now, you know, we saw all 5 of them. Let me know what you guys think of the Metal Cooler units that we have available to us now. I do think Dokkan did a pretty good job of not only dropping LR Metal Cooler, I think LR Metal Cooler could have been made slightly better, just a little bit better. I think would have helped him out a lot, but, you know, the Metal Coolers are definitely in a pretty good spot as of right now. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.